Hello, this is Beef, and welcome to another BeefyCraft tutorial. For today's tutorial, we'll be doing a dual dimension iron farm that does just a ridiculous amount of iron. You're talking 8 stacks per hour, and it also doubles as a passive mob farm. Since the golems are more than 1 block wide, when they spawn in, they immediately get transported to the nether, kicking them out of the spawn cap. This allows us to increase the speed of respawning. This farm gives you just an absolute ridiculous amount of drops. In fact, you can expect to receive this much every hour that you run the farm. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. First, start by digging a hole that is 7 by 7 and make it 2 blocks deep. So once you dig your hole, you want to come to the corner like this, and you want to take one of your workstations, and you're gonna break a block like this, replace it with a workstation, and do that all the way, leaving 1 block at the end. Now do that on all 4 sides. Now you could use whatever kind of workstation you like, especially if you're considering trading with villagers later for emeralds. Is take a temporary block of your choosing, and starting 1 block from the wall on one corner, place 2 blocks like this, and then go ahead and finish that all the way across, leaving 1 block at the edge, and do the same thing on the other side. Now you want to take your beds, and you want to place 5 beds on this side, and you want to face the pillow inward, and you're going to do the same thing on this one. Now you may want to break a block to get lower, so you can break all the blocks under the bed, and then place a bed underneath each of those beds, and do the same thing on the other side. Fill up any holes that you may have created to do all that. And then we need to spawn proof this area so we don't have any golems spawning in here. So you could use any spawn proofing technique you want. You could use slabs, you could use glass, you could cover the floor with leaves. But this, I think, is going to be easy. This is what I got. And this is what it should look like so far. Now, at this point, I would recommend either putting a wall around this or otherwise covering it up, because you don't want mobs to come in here and kill your villagers and ruin your farm. So let's place a ladder here, and we'll place a door and glass wall all the way around the villagers to keep them safe. Now place dirt above the glass, starting at one wall, and go out by 6 blocks. Do this on all 4 sides. Next, connect the ends to make a square. Now fill in all the spaces in between to make a single platform of dirt. To get the grass to spread to the platform, we need to step up from the grass. Place a block on the floor 1 block away from the platform to step up, and do the same thing on each corner. We're also going to do this at the midpoints between each corner. The more step ups you place, the faster the grass will spread. The grass will only spread if there's adequate lighting, so you may want to sleep at night or place torches around. It is essential for all of these blocks to convert to grass, so just wait around until it happens. All right, once that's done, you can remove these. So I'm just going to put a torch on each of these spots. And that should be enough light to protect the immediate area. And then the rest of the area we're going to handle by spawn proofing. So what we have to do is go out another 6 blocks with your spawn proofing method of choice. You can avoid all of this by building this whole thing like up in the air or over water. I did this one because, I don't know, I like it. All right, so this is what it should look like so far. So what you want to do is you want to go anywhere on the platform, and you're going to go 1 block away and break it, place an obsidian, skip a block, obsidian, skip obsidian, and just keep doing that all the way down to the end. Just like that. And now what you want to do is replace all of these grass blocks all the way across with obsidian. But go 1 block to the end, because you can save 4 obsidian per portal by doing it that way. Like I've already not done here. Just like that, and we're going to go ahead and do that for all of these. And also, if you have a lava source and you'd rather save on durability on your pickaxe, you can actually make these little rows as trenches and cover the bottom, fill them with lava, and then just pour water over it. That'll save you a little bit of durability. You can try that for the top of the portal as well, but it's just a little bit more difficult. These are going to be 3 blocks tall, and then you can use a temporary block like this and go all the way across. And you only need a temporary block on one side. And we'll do that for all of these all the way down. Okay, now that part is done, you have to spawn proof the tops of the portals. You can do that by either placing glass, skulk, leaves, slabs. I'm going to put leaves. I think it looks good. Okay, so you're going to be tempted to light these portals. You cannot light these portals yet. It's important that we have the other side ready to link before we do that. And by this point, with all these materials, you've probably already been to the Nether. And we got to make sure that you're linking properly based on what's already there. So let's assume that we have a portal, and it needs to be at least 200 or 300 blocks away. And I want to be somewhere where I can see it. So let's go this way. Placing the portal up here because I want to be able to see the portal from far. So let's assume this is your portal. Okay, you have to go through the portal. Now there's a portal on the other side. So now let's go get the center location of the farm so that we can, yep, this way, so that we can properly link the portal to that center location. So this should be 10 portals wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we go 5, and then we'll go to the center point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're in the center of the 2. And let's see where the center point is. It's 1, 2, 3. I think this is 19 across, so yeah, it should be 10. So the 10 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is our spot. So basically, we're going to take our x and our z coordinate, and we're going to divide it by 8, which gives us -73 and -23. So we'll go back to the Nether. So -73 is this way, and 23 is this way. Here's -23 and -73. This is it. So I'm going to go ahead and place it in the same direction as that portal. And what I like to do is I take that as my center spot, and then I do one on either side. And this this is our portal. So we're going to go ahead and link it. Now make sure you do not go through the portal on this side. If you do, you might break it and you may never be able to fix it. I have iron farms that I have abandoned because I wasn't able to get it to link properly. This has happened. So now you go back to the farm and you're going to carefully light the portals, but you're not going to go into any of them except for the very center one. So what I like to do is I like to walk backwards. It's much harder on creative because it's instant if you accidentally click it. And now I can go through either one of these portals and I should be fine. And what do you know? It properly linked. And now I know that the rest of the 9 portals will also link to this. So the next part is you're going to dig out 6 blocks down from the portal edge, including the portal edge. So it's 5 blocks down. So it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's all open. That makes it even easier for us. And you're going to go 3 blocks away from the edge and about 6 blocks down. So we'll clean this up and I'll make it solid here in a second. And let's do that on the other side. And you're going to go ahead and dig out the spaces in between as well. So I don't want this as a hole, so I'm going to fill in these spots. You don't have to do this. You can leave the natural nether walls if you like. I just want it to look all uniform and make it easier for tutorial's sake. Alright, perfect. The golem stands 3 blocks tall, so you want them to have enough room to stand around in here. So you want the campfires to be at this spot right here. This is level 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need the hoppers to be just below that. So from one side, starting 5 blocks down, go ahead and place your hoppers in a straight line. Go ahead and shift click and place the rest of the hoppers in a straight line. Very good. So now if you have coral fans, that's better. You can use trap doors, it just doesn't work as well. So what you want to do is you want to put a coral fan on each of these sides. And we're going to place a campfire on each of these sides. Kind of walk backwards towards where we're going to have the storage room. Just like this. Dig out a little space for yourself here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put chests now. So we'll go ahead and put chests here. And that should be enough chests, but you could always dig this out and you can add more chests underneath, just like this. And now you've got 2 chests instead of 2. So I'll leave that out, but that's how you add more. You just come in and you add the rest over there. Instead, I'm going to make a little room for me to kind of hang out in here. And then you need a way up to the surface, and you need to cover this in glass. So place glass here and here. And this next part is optional, but I like to do this. Is just make yourself a little room where you can come in here and you can watch them fry, because that's kind of fun. So what I would do is leave this actually covered, and then you do glass like that. And you build yourself a nice little observation deck so you can watch the farm at work. So there you go. There you go. You have a nice little area where you can see them, and now you got to punch a way up so you can climb out of here. And I would recommend making yourself some kind of like safe path where you can, you know, like a hallway or something where you can get to the other portal without dealing with all these mobs every time. So now the fun part, we get to breed up the villagers. So I'm going to go ahead and break myself a hole in here. And now you fill this up with villagers. I recommend bringing 2 villagers here and then just giving them a bunch of food. A couple stacks of bread will do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and if you get any nitwits, you got to kill them immediately because they will ruin your farm. Why are you here? And once you have 20 villagers and 20 beds with 20 workstations, you should start getting a whole lot of golems. And there is a lot of these. And then, oh, I forgot one part. We should block this off. Just put 2 blocks of any kind here. Make sure that it's spawn proof so that nothing spawns on top of it. So now that we have this part done, so now what you want to do is pick a side, and you got to climb up there. So you may have to break one of these blocks, but you want to climb up at the middle. So right here is where I'm going to go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right here. We're going to go ahead and place a block in the middle, and then we're going to take scaffolding, and we're going to go up 30 blocks from the top of the portals. And then when we get to the top, we're going to place a solid block over our heads. So that way we can avoid getting attacked by phantoms. So I'm going to go AFK here at the top for a few minutes so I can show you the kind of drops we get. All right, I left it for a few minutes. Let's take a look to see what we got. I forgot to block it off. Yeah. You gotta cover this with glass. All these horses and stuff. Oh yeah, you gotta cover this because they get out everywhere. Let's try that again. I'm not gonna edit this out. That was funny. I'm gonna leave that. That's funny. Alright, I left it AFK for almost maybe 20-25 minutes or so. Let's see what kind of numbers we get. This is what I'm talking about. This is it. My 7-year-old daughter would be so disappointed in me right now. And to kill these guys, you can just... I could automate this whole process with a lava flow and a trident, but laziness, you know? Well, that's all we got for you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this BeefyCraft tutorial. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.